up on my end.
Da, 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 da,
Y'all got it?
da, da, da. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Hello and welcome back to your regularly scheduled, irregularly produced podcast. This week we're talking about Samurai Champloo, oldie but goldie. Just off the rip, I'd like to remind everyone that this one is from 2008 and has better animation than the newest season of One Punch Man. So that's pretty cool.
Ooh.
But
there are
yeah.
some.
But go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say there are some parts like you could definitely tell its age. It almost looks like it's like made in MS Paint in some
It was
scenes.
almost like frozen in time, though. Like it's what it was.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it reminds me so much of like the Cowboy Bebops and the
Mhm.
Oh, it's that guy. It's that director
yeah.
of Cowboy.
Yeah,
So
it
he
looks
came
very
through
similar
with
to
it for
animation
sure.
style wise, even though they're separated. I think these two are even separated by like 10 or so years, or those two are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think Cowboy was 97.
something like that. I think this was 08 or 09.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have the Wikipedia up, and the English air date for the first episode was 05.
Oh shit. Okay, even older than I thought. Damn, 20
Cool
years
intro.
later, and One Punch Man still can't figure it out. That's crazy.
Dang. Back to back.
All right, yeah, but Jake had the first 4 episodes, so Jake, whenever you're ready, take the reins.
Yeah. So the first episode, tempestuous temperaments. So Fu, waitress in a tea house, enrages the son of the town's magistrate when she spills tea on him. The outlaw Mugen enters the tea house and offers to dispatch the magistrate's son and his entourage for Fu in exchange for food. Meanwhile, the Ronin Jin fights and kills the magistrate's bodyguards to stop their execution of an innocent peasant on behalf of the cruel magistrate. Jean then stumbles upon Mugen's battling the magistrate's son's entourage, and Mugen challenges him to a fight. Their fight ends up destroying the tea house, and Fu decides to quit working as a waitress and search for a samurai who smells of sunflowers, whom she has long sought. Mugen and Jean are captured and sentenced to death, but Fu saves them by bombing the castle with fireworks. Mugen and Jean attempt to restart their battle, and Fu persuades them to agree to a coin toss. If it lands on heads, then the pair can continue their battle, but if it lands on tails, they postpone their battle to help her find the samurai who smells of sunflowers. She wins the toss, and Jean and Mugen agree to postpone their duel before the group are chased out of town by the guards. Episode 1.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Nice.
Similar to what we were talking about before I hit the go live button, I also watched this episode on Monday, so I don't remember it vividly, but good introduction to the 3 main characters.
Mm-hmm.
Mugen's your typical tough guy thug type of deal. Jin is your he's like what you would imagine a samurai to be, like calm, cool, and collected. And then Fu is pretty much comedic relief for the most part.
Yeah,
Yes.
She gets really annoying. She just
really?
just the sound of her voice. Sometimes the sound of her voice just kind of pisses me off.
I think she's awesome.
But she is very funny. And the way that they had wrote Mugen, he's just like one of those guys that's very scrappy. He always likes to have a challenge. You can tell that he has a troubled past. He looks like he's been through the shit. And then of course Gene is just like cool, calm, collected. He's got glasses on. I don't even know what century this is because it's supposed to be old.
Edo century?
Edo
the Edo period of Japan.
Yeah.
Didn't know glasses were invented at that time.
Real slim boy.
The show obviously takes some liberties, fellas.
It's just such a look.
That's should not be a liberty taken.
I'd imagine.
By the way, side note, did you not notice the voice of Mugen in the English dub?
He's the Toonami.
He's the Toonami guy. Well, he said something in the first episode. I was like, man, dude, he sounds like Steve Bloom. And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh my god, it's Steve Bloom. I didn't even realize it.
All right, glasses were
Um,
invented in the 13th century. The Edo period was in the 16th century.
shit,
Yeah,
they
They
look
they were
dumb on him, dude. They
they
dumbass.
look
were slim
dumb. They
boys.
look fucking dumb.
They were like that big though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I'm like, dude, that's not helping you win any battles.
Hey, it's helping them see,
But yeah,
brother.
dude, Gene's cool. Got two swords. I think that's badass.
Only ever
Yep.
uses
Um,
one though.
but yeah, he only ever uses one. You never see him pull out two.
Yeah.
He
At least
just
I
wears
haven't seen him do
them.
it yet.
Nah, he just like shows them off.
But nah, dude, episode one's a really cool episode. Like the fight scenes are really well done. I thought that they were going to be really poorly written just because of how old the animation is. But they were really nice, really good.
Yeah. The one thing I love and is just like how this one's pretty much grounded in reality. There is no like usually in episode one is like here's the power system and here's how it works, and this one is just swords
Yeah.
and
Hey,
dudes.
swords, man.
It's
Swords
dudes
and
and
dudes.
swords.
Just
So
another
it's a
day.
nice break from everything else we've been covering. That's just like superpowers pretty much.
Just because, yeah,
Yeah.
like he's OP.
Yeah, they're nobody's OP. They're all human and they can all die at any point. Obviously, there's 26 episodes, so spoiler alert. They're probably not going to, at least in the first 26, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, we'll get to one where we think he might be. It's a cliffhanger. But anyway, yeah, the only thing I really remember from episode one that stands out to me even now was like before they even saw the results of the coin flip, the guards showed up and they all started running. They're like, "We got to get out of here." And then, like as they're running, Fu takes the coin off her forehead and is like, "Oh, I won."
But she's
Yeah, is that
looking at it.
it?
Yeah, that
But
was
she's
it.
looking at it off of her forehead, or
Yeah,
like
she pulls it off of her forehead, and I'm pretty sure she looks at it wrong. I don't think she actually won the coin flip.
I think she
no,
pulls it off and she looks at it like that.
the bottom,
So she just
Yeah,
pulls
she
it off.
looks
She
at the
pulls off the
bottom though.
bottom.
because they
Yeah.
would be
So
looking at
technically
her.
she lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I didn't actually. I remember that now, but I did forget that that happened. Yeah, and then how it's so odd because she's like, "Hey, um, just met you guys. Y'all burned down the tea house that I've been working and living in. Do y'all want to go help me find a samurai that kind of smells like sunflowers?"
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of an
well, I
odd
mean, she picked
request.
him because, I mean, the way that the episode one sets it up is like she picks them because they're two strong dudes, right? They just proved how strong they were by basically cutting down everybody in town.
Yeah, she's using them as her bodyguards, is what she says in
Yeah,
the first episode. Like they're my bodyguards,
and then
even though they want to kill
Not
each other.
really.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's an episode later on that we'll get to that kind of reveals why she didn't just stay in town. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
All right. I guess episode two. Anything else on episode one?
no, go for it.
Episode two is Red Eye Reprisal. Desperate for money, for food, and shelter, the three overhear rumors of an ogre on the loose, whom Mugen offers to kill for a local innkeeper. It is revealed to be a trap set by Ruggiero, a member of the magistrate's son's entourage who lost an arm battling Mugen in the previous episode. His partner is the ogre, a man called Okinawa. Oh, okay, hold on. Oni Wakamoro. That sounds right. Who has seen lifetime abuse for his size and appearance. Ruggiero has I'm just gonna call him Oni. Ruggiero has Oni kill the innkeeper, kidnaps Fu as a lure, and sets an assassin against Jean. Mugen is seduced and then poisoned by a beautiful woman revealed to be working for Ruggiero. The captive Fu befriends Oni, but he is baited into fighting Mugen. When Ruggiero tries to kill Fu, Oni kills Ruggiero out of gratitude for seeing his humanity and refusing to be afraid of him. Mugen takes the opportunity to strike and kill Oni in spite of Fu's protestation. The assassin, having fought Jin to a standstill, abandons the fight because his client Ruggiero has died. Yeah, basically they get into the town, they're looking for food and all the other good stuff, and they hear a rumor about a big old ogre that's been running around, and they're like, we're gonna kill him for food and money. And turns out it's a damn trap by a guy in the previous episode who lost his arm. And the ogre is one big ugly motherfucker. So yeah, This was a good episode.
Yeah.
I this whole series has like uh golden boy aspects where they're just traveling from town to town
Mhm.
to town.
Yep. And
It's a
each
road
one's
trip
going to open
for
with them
sure.
being hungry and broke, just about.
Yes,
Yeah.
almost every episode.
Quick fun fact: Oni Wakamaru. Oni means ogre.
Oh, would you look at that?
Yep.
Good job, Trav.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. So, the assassin is set up. His I guess cover is that he's a cowardly samurai. And at some point, Jin's in a hot spring, and the cowardly samurai doesn't know he's an assassin yet. Shows up and starts talking about fireflies and how some fireflies attempt to attract other male fireflies. And Jin just stands up and says, "Time to go." And that's the only thing that I wrote down about episode 2 that I wanted to bring up.
Um,
Fair.
Episode 2,
So it's confirmed Jin is
um,
not gay.
Jin is not gay. He pronounces in like a later episode. He kept saying Gene. I always thought it was Jin.
I thought it was Jin. Well, it's
I thought
spelled
it
like
was
Jin,
Jin.
but he does keep saying Gene every time he introduces
Gene.
himself.
Gene. Yeah,
Gene.
he stretches it. Yeah.
So yeah, and it's basically like a kind of like a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing.
Pretty much,
Where like
yeah.
Fu like befriends this ogre dude. Whenever she's captive, and he kills the guy that hired him and the assassin that was set onto Gene. Um, so that was kind of an interesting plot point. I thought that they were going to have a love story, but they didn't.
No. Also, I don't remember what episode it is, but I think it's either in this one or the next one. Sorry if it's one of your talking points, but Fu is 15.
Fu is 15, yes. Didn't realize that.
I didn't either. I was like, oh,
Um,
finally, an adult female lead.
I
Nope.
thought so too. I was like, it's about time that we see some adults around here. Just kidding.
Just-
Um, in one part of this episode, Mugen is basically like, I don't know. I guess the pretty lady that seduces Mugen gives him some. I think it was sake, and that had like a poison in it, and she
No,
gave it to him, and
that's-
he
That's not this one, I don't think. I think that's one of mine.
pretty sure. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No. You're thinking. I know what you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
This is the one where like she gave him the sake that had the poison in it, and she was like, "Hey, by the way, there was poison in that, and the has the antidote, so you need to go find him." And then so he
Oh,
gets
okay,
up
yeah,
and he
yeah.
starts going towards like I guess where Fu was to find the guy that captured everybody. Or that captured
That's how
Fu.
that's how he ends up killing the ogre dude. It says the ogre dude already killed the guy he was going after that had the antidote, and Mugen being just dumb strong guy, just killed him.
Yeah, just like I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying, I'm surprised that whenever, because the lady told Mugen that she poisoned him. She was like, "Yeah, you need to go find this guy because he's got the antidote." I thought Mugen was just gonna straight slash her right there.
I think that's like one of only Mugen's like one moral. It's like I don't think he cuts down women, because there's another episode where he obviously very well should have and doesn't.
Correct. And I guess it makes sense now that I've seen 13 episodes. But at that time, this being the second episode, I was like, I'm so surprised that he just left and didn't just slash her off. So that was kind of an interesting thing that I remembered. So yeah, episode 2. Anything, Jizzy? You good?
No, I'm good. Yeah, traditional Ronin, I guess, features of Gene.
Yeah. Episode 3, we good?
Yep, go for it.
Hellhounds for Hire Part 1. Out of Fork Road, Mugen and Jin abandon Fu, though the three end up in the same town where two rival Yakuza gangs are in conflict. Mugen is hired as a bodyguard by one leader, Nagatomi, to to the annoyance of his current bodyguard, Ishimatsu. Jin ends up working as a sword for hire by rival gang Air Sosuke, and Fu falls into a trap and ends up captured and taken to the local brothel where Sosuke's friend Ozuzu was forced in to pay her father's debt. Mugen encounters Jin again when he guards Susuke to break into Nagatomi territory in an attempt to save Ozuzu, but Fu interrupts their fight. Jin and Sosuke escape using flash bombs, and Nagatomi refuses to pursue them. Uh, so they basically come to another town. Before they get to the town, they come into a crossroads, and Fu is just talking. She is just talking, and they both look at each other, and then they just start running. They just run in opposite directions.
I think Mugen goes, "You thinking what I'm thinking?" And Jin goes,
and then
yep. And they run in different directions.
In the dust, yeah.
And she's like, okay. So they end up they get to the Yakuza. They find the Yakuza gangs, and it's like a whole town that's basically you have like a good Yakuza gang.
Yeah, it's like an old school honorable Yakuza gang and a new school only about money gang.
Yeah, that's only for money. And of course, Mugen goes to one that's about money, while Gene, being the Ronin guy he is, ends up working for the traditional one. Yeah. So there's a scene in this one that reminded me of you, Trav.
Oh, okay.
The main guy, the main villain in this episode, I guess, is of course, the bad Yakuza gang. Right. And they're sitting on the porch, and he's like, "Oh, so you're bald?" And he's like, "It's a hairstyle."
Okay. I'm glad you remembered that.
I was like, man, Trav.
I was going to say, the one thing I remember from this episode was the fortune teller telling Fu to be aware of vases, and that's how she gets trapped into the brothel. Was a dude set her up to make it look like she broke one of his vases.
Dropped it.
Yeah, and then...
a scam.
Yeah, there's a lot in these next two where vases just kind of start appearing.
Yep.
And that's one of them. This episode's really just about the two Yakuza gangs and kind of how they're both being run. You know, of course, you find out one's working for money, the other's working for, just like their territory and kind of being respectful to everybody. And basically just like they're like hired bodyguards, basically.
Yeah, defense team.
The not as successful Yakuza group, the quote unquote good one, is ran more like the mafia, whereas like the new school Yakuza group is ran more like a street gang.
Yeah, and I think they are the new Yakuza group's getting their money from, what is it, slave labor or slave trade, and then the brothels.
No, new school
Yakuza. Or no, and okay, new school is brothels.
New school is gambling and brothels, and then old school, I think, is like protection, like how mafia.
Yeah, I think it's just protection.
Protection and like holding up their territory, like trying to keep the new school out, and there's like a ongoing border war, basically.
Yeah. So Fu falls into the trap. Basically, she's walking down the street. She goes up to a fortune teller. Gives them the little bit of money that she has, and she's like, hey, stay away from vases. She's walking down the street, she bumps into a guy, and he drops the vase and makes it look like she did it, and she gets trapped, taken into a local brothel, and pay off her debt. Yeah. And she meets
Ozuzu.
It's a friend, Ozuzu, who's being forced to pay her father's debt. And so she's like, her whole point now is to help her get out. So she's just chilling in a brothel while the other two are in Yakuza gangs.
Yep.
So, yeah. Episode 3. Episode 2, or I guess second portion of this, episode 4.
Yeah, go for it.
The Yakuza gangs are brought to the brink of conflict. Mugen urges Nagatomi to fight, then abandons him, where Nagatomi reveals his plans for ruling the lands. After leaving, Jin Sosuke accidentally kills Nagatomi gang member and is captured. Nagatomi confronts Sosuke's father, Hatiro, and the two agree to gamble Sasuke's life or the town territory. The night of the gamble, Fu escapes from the brothel but is mistaken as a dice roller. When Hetero loses, he commits seppuku. Mugen abruptly interrupts and creates chaos, while Negatomi is killed by the embittered Ishimatsu. Sosuke offers Ishimatsu a place, but he declines, later dying in battle against Mugen. The reunited trio leave the town in Sosuke and Izuzu's care. So basically, the Yakuza gangs are about to have a whole out turf war. Um, they abandon the son kills the son of the old or the new old school Yakuza gang. Their son goes and tries to free Ozuzu from the brothel and kills one of the guards. And
Yeah.
they take him capture and they bring him to the old school Yakuza gang and was like, hey, um, we want all your territory and stuff. We're gonna kill your son. And he's like, well, let's gamble on it because of course the new Yakuza gang is a big gambler. So they do.
Yeah, I
And
believe the rules were the new school Yakuza provides the dice, and the old school Yakuza provides the dice roller.
yeah,
Mm.
and the new school Yakuza gang kills the dice roller, so that way they have to use their own. But when Fu escapes the brothel, basically, she's walking in town, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're the dice roller, get in!" And then Fu gets rushed to the place where they're gambling for the son's life in the town territory, and she becomes the dice roller.
Yeah,
And
she
that's where the next phase comes into play.
she escapes the brothel using a vase by smashing a man over his head with a vase, and then when she gets to the dice roller, her exact words are like, "Ooh, it's like a little vase."
The little,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, the little cup.
because it's a cup. Um, and then so she rolls the dice. I don't know how this game works,
I don't either. Somehow
but
the
the old Yakuza gang, the good one, they lose, and so the guy's like, well, technically the deal was, you have to take a life, not necessarily my son's. So he just seppuku, baka, and kills himself. Um, yeah.
yeah, then
So that
Mugen
was
busts
wild. I
in,
didn't think that.
big
Yeah,
fight,
I didn't think.
and then
So yeah, then Mugen comes in, creates chaos.
the old school's leader's son, obviously now he's taking over, and he asks that Ishimatsu guy to join back, and
Yeah,
Ishimatsu's like, I gotta go, repent for what I did, basically, because he betrayed the old
the
school,
gang.
the previous leader,
Yeah.
and I guess on his way out of town, he challenges Mugen to a fight, and it is a very one-sided fight because Mugen cuts him down immediately.
Pretty quick.
Yep.
And then they leave.
His breakdance spy style is so wild. Like it's a good way that how they animated it.
Yeah. Yeah, with like the
Yeah.
chain and shit he uses.
Hmm.
So yeah, episode 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't really got much else on that one. I'm trying to remember what else happened.
Yeah, this was kind of like it was all very convoluted about how the
Yeah, it was a
gangs
lot of like
function and
honor, and one dude's like, I
yeah, it
don't care
was
about honor. I just want the world to. I just want to rule the world.
yeah, because the Ishimatsu, who was the guy that fights Mugen at the end and loses pretty swiftly, he disrespected the old school gang because he switched sides, and he was the protector or guardian of the new school Yakuza gang. And when Mugen comes into play, they're like, "Hey, Mugen's way better. We don't need you anymore." Um, and so he's like, "Well, I'm gonna fight Mugen
Is
for
a butt
this."
hurt.
Yeah, he's like
Hmm.
super fucking butthurt. And so they go to fight. Something ends up happening. They don't fight. And that was going to be his repentance to get back into the good graces of the old school gang, is to kill Mugen basically or fight Mugen. And obviously that doesn't happen. Mugen just cuts his ass.
They kind of set it up to where it's like an honorable death type thing, though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It was like because he's like repenting for his sins. He's like, this is an honorable. They don't like do a full fight. It's
it's just one
like
move.
when two samurais run at each other and they just
Hmm.
cut.
The
I
slice.
don't know how the hell that works, but because you would think that they would both cut each other, but who am I?
Not a
Or
samurai,
like
that's
it,
for
get
damn
caught
it's like
sure.
a
somewhere.
huh?
Like, or the swing would get caught somewhere. Not just like a clean swipe.
Yeah, like it's almost like what is it? Whenever like two horses and you're on there with a spear running at each other.
Oh,
Jousting.
jousting?
Yeah, it's like jousting, but for samurais.
Yeah.
They just run at each other with their swords and bah.
I mean, they are big swords. If you were to miss a swing, that could be it.
I mean, that is true. That is true. Either way, I mean, obviously it's something that's known, and yeah, it's like I think that's the better way. It's almost like an honorable way, instead of just having like a big fight scene. So yeah, and then they leave town
Again,
Yep.
again.
You
on
ready
to
Oh,
to go
the
to
next.
5?
Yup.
All right, episode 5. I actually have the titles this time. Artistic Anarchy. Mugen robs a trio of street thugs. Fu becomes an amateur model for a local artist, and Jin bets his life on a game. Fu is kidnapped after the drawing is complete. Jin's game is put on hold, and Mugen sleeps at a shrine to steal offerings. The artist pieces are put up in a harbor to be sold to Europeans, and Fu, while she is stuck inside a barrel, is on her way to be sold. So we'll get into that in a second. But Mugen shows up, and he like it's 3 dudes on a little boat, and he just folds them in half. And he eventually rescues Fu. Jin ends up winning his game, and the gentleman he was playing turns out to be the boss of the slave trade this whole time. And in the end, the crew ends up moving on to a new town. So, to go into a little more detail, the street thugs that Mugen robs at the front end are like 3 dudes that work for this slave trade. The artist, he's basically their marketing guy. He would draw photos of these women and that they would kidnap and put them up for sale in a store on the harbor. And if you bought that photo, they put a girl in a barrel and put her on your ship, basically. And there's a
What?
yeah, there's a, so at the beginning, it talks about a Van Gogh painting, like the overall narrator of the story,
Mm-hmm.
and that was inspiration for his sunflower painting. Had like a old school like Japanese draw. I can't remember the term they used for it, but a Japanese
Ukiyo-e?
painting. Ukiyo-e, yes. In the
Yeah.
background,
Ukiyo-e.
and he's saying like the dude who drew Fu is the guy who inspired Van Gogh. Obviously not true, but in this
No.
in this world it is.
But it could
Um,
be. Might as well be.
Yeah, like the local
We never-
police
we don't
dude
know.
is like
Right.
the local police dude. He's a comedic relief for this episode.
He is fucking hilarious.
I
Mhm.
can't remember his name, but he's also the whole announcer for
Tommy.
the show. Like, if in one episode later on, it reveals that the announcer is him. But there's one point where he's spying on the
Yeah, this is
on
my
the,
favorite part.
on the artist, and it looks like he's beating it in the bush. But what he's actually doing is treating his billy club basically like a shake weight, and he's
Yeah,
saying
he's just
like
sitting there
he's like it's a great weight loss tool while undercover.
because he's a bigger fella.
Yeah, but in the end, obviously the slave trade gets busted up by the local authorities, and the artist is on a ship. He's like, I'm going to go to Europe and try and right the wrongs I've committed. And Fu forgives him while he's sailing away. And the reason she forgives him is because she says he gave her a great set of Hooters in his painting.
And the paint. Yeah.
A great set of Hooters. That is,
I think
A
he was
literal
going to
translation of that.
Holland. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't know what it is, but Holland is a reoccurring country in this.
It gets set up
Series.
even more in the next episode.
Yeah, it's like they always say Europeans, but they specifically mean Holland.
Yeah.
Um,
That voyage would be interesting.
yeah, so this is a really funny episode. This is probably one of my favorites just because of the detective. Sakami is his name. Um, And it's kind of odd because the artist, um, whenever he gets done um, painting Fu and gets her trapped away, he's like walking home or something, and like the leader of the Yakuza gang that is hiring him, like stops him, and is like, "Hey, honey, it's been a while since you see me."
The full caress.
Yeah, dude, it was like I was like this.
Oh, the old
She
lady?
was like a little older, and
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is making me feel uncomfortable.
I was
And he's like, oh, I'm feeling sick, dude. I'll come see you tomorrow.
I forgot. I saw this series a long time ago, but I completely forgot that the dude that Jin's playing a game with this whole time was like the mastermind behind it. Because even at the end, like you think like that old lady you were just talking about, like Sakami shows up and is like, I knew it was you all along. I finally had the proof. And then Jin, they're playing shogi, which is like a really complicated version of chess. I think. I don't know that
Yeah,
for
it seemed
sure.
like it. It
All
seemed
right.
like it.
And Jin checkmates him, and as Jin checkmates him, he goes, "Well, you got me," and gets up and just turns himself in, and then throws his bag of a dickload of money at Jin. He's like, "Here's your reward for beating me."
Oh, either way, the old lady really made me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It's almost like his little femboy.
yeah, yeah.
As well.
He just stops him in an alley, caresses his face. Hey, baby, come meet me later. But yeah, this is a really good episode. This one, I actually laughed a couple times at this one because of the detective. He was hilarious.
Yeah, he was great. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All
All
right.
right, episode 6, Stranger Searching. The trio arrives in a new town and they enter an eating contest uh, by putting up their swords as their entry fee, and the winner of the contest receives all of the entry fees. Jin is the first to give up, followed shortly by Mugen, but Fu is in it for the long run, but accidentally swats a fly and makes the sign to concede. The winner ends up being a white dude with blue eyes. They said that. I don't remember why I wrote that down. Named Georgie from Europe. Jin agrees to work as a tour guide for Georgie in exchange for him returning their swords. While the group is showing Georgie around, the authorities are hunting for Georgie. In the end, Georgie's backstory is revealed. The group gets into a scuffle with the local authorities, and once everything is smoothed over, the trio again moves on to the next town in search for the Sunflower Samurai.
Yeah. Um, this was an interesting one.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very story heavy, like a lot of shit that's going to happen in the next 13 are going to tie back to this episode.
I agree. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We're
Georgie
further in.
is the like head of the Japan branch for the East India Trading Company. That's who he
Yeah.
ends up being. He's also gay.
Yeah, really gay.
He became obsessed with Japan after reading a book about man love or boy love. I can't remember what they said, but basically about like gay
Gay stuff.
dojos, pretty much, is what the book was about for the most part. It's also revealed that the Dutch were the first to bring sunflowers to Japan. And at the very end of the episode, Fu's showing Georgie a little like skull emblem, like a little keychain looking thing that she has. And Georgie warns her not to show that to anyone and tells her to look for the samurai in Nagasaki.
Yeah. So that's like, as of right now, this is like the most information that we got about this samurai who smells of sunflowers. Is that little emblem, and then knowing that sunflowers came from, the European settlers or
Holland.
people coming from Europe, yeah, Holland specifically. Um, so it's like, okay, well, then you start questioning at this point, who the fuck is this samurai? So this is all the information that we have. Basically, is coming from this episode, and it's not a lot.
No.
Not a lot at all.
No.
Yeah, Georgie very obviously knows something because, like, he sees that emblem and immediately he's like, "Oh, you can't show that to anyone, but go to Nagasaki."
Yeah, he's like, don't show this to anybody. Best bet's to go to Nagasaki. That's that's all we know. So while after they lose the eating contest, they're basically paid by Georgie to show them basically like a tour guide around the city. And this is when they find out that he's gay and that the people are after him. And um, so, like, the entire time is just them going, trying food. Um, and it was funny because after how they animated Fu after the eating contest, they made her like really chunky looking.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I thought that was funny, like how she looked like a little piggy. But yeah, so we got a lot of information about the samurai, or as much as we have this
Oh,
entire time from this episode. So I think there's going to be
yeah.
a lot of things that come back to this episode in specific.
Yeah, because you think they'd at least know something about him to also join and be like, oh, the Sunflower Samurai? Yeah, sure. I'll go looking for that guy. It's
Yeah,
like,
because
Yeah,
like everybody they've asked so far except Georgie has no fucking clue who Fu is talking about.
mm-hmm.
no, and they're just going to these random towns because we find out a little bit more information about it later. But it's like at first you don't see them really question anything about it. She's just like, "Hey, coin flip, you're gonna come with me
Let's
as
go.
my bodyguards to find a samurai that smells like sunflowers." That is the entirety of the description.
Yeah.
Like that could be anybody, any samurai that's around some sunflowers.
Yeah, and like
The
And figuratively
Mugen
speaking,
doesn't even know what a sunflower is.
yeah, he's like, "What's a
mhm.
sunflower?" um. So yeah,
All
but
right.
yeah, I do agree. There's gonna be a lot of things that come back to this episode.
All right. Moving on. Episode 7, A Risky Racket. The trio arrive in a new town, win some money gambling, but are unfortunately pickpocketed. Jin and Mugen attempt to hunt down the pickpocket, but have a very difficult time locating him. Meanwhile, Fu was able to come across the thief as he is returning home, but she is sympathetic to his reasons for thieving. Fu goes to confront the thief, but in the ensuing chaos, she is captured by him. Jin, Mugen, and a group of thugs show up, and of course, more chaos ensues, and they are forced to move on to the next town again. So,
Yeah, this was a sad one.
this one was very sad because the thief is only
Sad.
thieving because his mom is sick and he can't afford the meds.
And he can only afford the cheap ones doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Sad loop. Yep.
yeah, and the group of thugs, they're after him because he pickpocketed them as well. And like the whole time we have no fucking clue what it ends up being until like the very end when he's like holding Fu captive. And and he like throws the bag in there and cuts it open. Turns out to be just a fuck ton of opioids. And then like the saddest part though is at the end when Fu goes to like her. What she wanted to do was go tell the thief's mom basically what happened. 'Cause there's like a little scene where Fu and the thief's mom kind of grow close because the thief's mom's under the impression that Fu is his girlfriend, and she goes there and she's unable to say anything because she's just like choked up, I guess. And the mom's like, "You don't have to tell me. I already know he's dead, isn't he?" And Fu once again doesn't say anything, and then just eventually leaves. So that one was sad.
Yeah, this one was a really sad episode. It's the only sad episode so far, at least.
Yeah, it was a bummer all
Um,
around.
it was the entire thing was a fucking bummer. And you felt so bad for the pickpocket. At the same time, it's like he was kind of annoying at the beginning before you knew that everything what was happening. And then he goes to the doctors or I guess the medicine man, and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, your mom could be doing a lot better if you had more money,
Yeah,
because you can't afford all of the good medicine that would make her feel a lot better."
yeah, the
And
good
you're like, "Well,
medicine from
fuck."
Europe, nonetheless.
Yeah, from
Mm.
Europe, uh, you can't you can't do anything with how much you're bringing me. And then of course, like his father, I think is
I think he's,
missing, right?
I think
Or
he's
he
dead. I thought he was
is he
dead.
dead?
I may be wrong. I can't remember. He's either way. He's not
Oh,
around.
right here. Uh, Shinisu Shinsuke's father abandoned the family many years ago, leaving her son to take care of his mom alone. Um, so like his dad basically just dips and is like, "Hey son, have fun tending to your dying mother." And then of course Fu and this kid have like a heartfelt moment because Fu's family. Um, what happened to her parents? I forgot.
That's not revealed until 12.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought she said something about it, like that her parents left or whatever.
I think okay, yeah, it's not revealed what exactly happened, but I think she does say that her dad is also ran off or something like that to the
Yeah,
mom. Anyway,
Mm,
I can't remember. She does say something, but we don't find out exactly what it is until 12 with her. It's
yeah,
basically
correct.
episode 12 is basically a Foo story, pretty much, kind of.
yeah,
Yeah, most of it is, yeah. But
But
yeah, dude, all around sad ass episode. This one sucked.
emotional. Yep.
Yeah, it was a good episode, just sad.
yeah, really
Um,
different vibe compared to the 6 episodes before it.
yeah, dude, no gay Englishmen, Dutch people.
Judgment.
Um, yeah, no Yakuza's committing seppuku. It was just a son trying to make a ends meet by stealing, and it's just sad, dude.
Yeah,
It's just a
basically
sad ass
a
episode.
Peter Pan trope, pretty much, is what this episode was.
To me,
Oh
it's
yeah,
always
yeah,
though like, why do you gotta have that attitude? If you're in that sort of situation, I get it. That's tough, but to be like a little jerk,
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely. Well, I
ah,
mean,
yeah. Like,
every
go
character
ahead.
that has this trope about them is never written very well, anyway. I don't think.
mm.
No,
You
no,
can't
because
portray it as right as well because like the
Yeah.
emotional.
And also to fit it into a 20-minute episode, you can't really go deep into his backstory besides sick mother,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and
Cut to her
it's
laying in
like,
bed.
Like there's no time for
yeah,
his character to develop. He's just an asshole the whole time, but Fu has a soft spot for him because she knows why he does it.
yeah, yeah, and
Um
it's just like he could be doing something that's not illegal.
like
But
get
of
a
course,
job.
He's
the
young.
easiest way to make a lot of money, I guess, is to pickpocket people.
Yeah,
And
and he
I don't
thought he
really
struck
understand how
gold when
that.
he found those opioids, but unfortunately they just ended up being fucking, the meme of like a bag of fentanyl into a ceiling fan. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, yeah, all disappeared.
um Anyway, we ready to go to 8? Y'all got anything else on 7?
Can I grab a drink real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh.
If we had a budget or a animation budget, this is where I would insert a pause break screen, but I don't know how to do that.
Can I change my background?
There you
Let
go.
me see.
Yeah, away. Yeah, that thirsty bitch just had to go get something to drink in the middle of a fucking podcast, huh? Look at that side profile. Thick boy.
Here he is. Here he is.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Episode.
wait.
Oh,
Ah.
take it. I was so close. Keep that on lock for next time.
Yeah, I got it.
Episode 8, The Art of Altercation. The trio are once again broke and find themselves at a pawn shop trying to raise some funds. And they end up selling Jin's glasses. The trio splits up. Fu goes to see a man named Nagamitsu, while Jin and Mugen go with a lady named Budo Kiba. The motives of these two new characters are slowly revealed, but in the end, the trio must move on to continue their search for the Sunflower Samurai.
So I'll let you go, Travis, if
All
you want
right,
to go
so
over what I got.
Nagamitsu is a guy who's basically a narcissist. He is nobody, but he is convinced that he's going to be somebody big one day. And this Budo Kiba lady, the way at the beginning of the episode she's set up as just being like a rich, hot lady, basically, and she wants Jin and Mugen to come drinking with her. So of course Jin and Mugen are like, "See you later, Fu. We're going with the
Yeah.
hot lady." and
Yeah, he was buying his drinks.
and Nagamitsu attempts to flirt with Fu. This is my favorite fucking part of the episode, by getting one of his henchmen to go give her a pear.
This fucking guy.
But obviously, every time Mugen has to go drink with a lady, he gets drugged. So Budo Kiba ends up Bill Cosby and Mugen. Jin is a lightweight, so Jin's already passed out after drink one, so he doesn't get Bill Cosby'd. And Nagamitsu's also writing a book called The Path to Being Big, and it's his autobiography. But one of the guys that follows Nagamitsu was part of a dojo that Jin was also a part of. And this whole time, Nagamitsu and his gang of cronies are looking for a samurai that wears glasses. Conveniently, Jin pawned off his glasses at the beginning of the episode, so they have no fucking clue it's Jin. Well, anyway,
clean.
Jin is confronted when he is able to get his glasses back from the pawn shop, and he's confronted by Nagamitsu and his cronies, and Jin has no trouble cutting down one of the dudes who's trying to get revenge for the sensei of that dojo that Jin cut down himself. And in the end, it turns out Nagamitsu is married to Budo Kiba, so they're both just, running out, whoring around while they're ignoring their kids, because at the end, Budo Kiba's like, come on, Nagamitsu, we got to go take care of the kids. This episode's pretty funny. I really like this one. Episode 12 is my favorite, but this one's probably my second.
Yeah, whenever you first meet Nagamitsu, and Fu's sitting alone in the bar, and he has his henchman go and be like, "Hey, do you want to come over here?" Blah blah blah, and she's like, "No," and then he like scurries back, and he's like, "She said no. She said no to me," and then he goes back, and it's like that back and forth between the henchman and Nagamitsu trying to get Fu, and he says some line, and I should have wrote it down, where he's like, "It's okay. Sometimes the toughest pearls are the hardest to crack, but it's all about the meat inside," or something like that.
Yeah, I just love that his first attempt was to give her a pear, and knowing Fu, that should have 100% worked.
Yeah,
because her whole character is just hungry.
Yeah, and she's like this skinny 15-year-old, and she's just like always eating, and she's always hungry.
I'd like to think that was a translation error.
I mean, even for that, especially since the guys aren't there.
She's 22.
All right, dude, that sounds a little risky.
Yeah, that sounded bad. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that.
She's 22 to me. This is probably my second favorite episode. It is funny, and like the way that they portray Nagamitsu as like this, he almost looks like a 50s greaser. He's got like flames on the bottom of his jacket. He's just like this. He feels like he's just like super high and mighty.
And his henchmen beatbox for him every time he starts talking.
Yeah, and I think what was it? Nagamitsu wants to get the 1,000 kill title, where he's killed 1,000 people.
Well, so there was a guy. He wanted to cut down a guy who had that title, but that dude was cut down.
Yeah, so that way he could claim that title. And then he's been trying to find Jin. By the way, Gene giving away his glasses. How can this motherfucker see?
Well, he was drunk this whole episode, so I don't really think it matters.
Dude, he was fighting at the end without his glasses.
No, he had his glasses
at one point. Oh, did he?
Yeah, he got them back, because that's when they realized who Gene was, is when he got his glasses back from the pawn shop.
Oh, yeah. And because this is the one where they get the money before they leave to the next town. They get more money by doing like
odd jobs, I think.
Performance.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, he did cut the apples off of Fu's head without his glasses.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like, she puts the pear on top of her head, and they blindfold Mugen and Jean blindfold themselves, and they go and they cut it off, and they're like super hungover.
Yeah,
Like
extremely.
they are rough looking, and they slice the apple. Of course, they
Yeah, because
cut like her pigtails.
I'm pretty sure after Budo Kiba, Bill Cosby's Mugen, she also steals her money that they got from the pawn shop.
Yeah, because they're like filled around whenever. Because like Fu wakes up that next morning and looks down, and they're both passed out on the yard or on the road. So she goes down there, and he like Mugen wakes up and is like, "That bitch stole my money."
Yeah.
Yeah, so so they had to get more. Um, but yeah, this was a really funny episode. Of course, fucking Nagamitsu just makes this entire one
Yeah, Nagamitsu definitely steals the show on this one.
for
Um,
sure. Yeah.
anything else on 8?
Mm-mm.
All right,
No.
my last one, episode 9. Beatbox Bandits. You would have think the last episode would have been called Beatbox
That's what I was gonna
Bandits.
say. I'm sitting here looking at the title. I'm like, you would
Yeah,
think that would
because,
be episode 8.
yeah, but anyway. The trio are in need of a travel permit, but are quickly swindled by someone selling fake permits and are arrested. Their lives are spared if Mugen is able to deliver a head and return by sunset. While trying to throw a group of people off his trail, Mugen gets lost and captured. Right before Jin and Fu were executed, a strange smoke made its way to the checkpoint, leading to mass confusion, and Jin and Fu were able to escape. So Gene had a travel permit but lost it. And anyway, this border that they're trying to pass, if you pass it without a permit or attempt to, it's punishable by death, which is insane because they're still in Japan. I don't know how Edo period politics work. Don't get me wrong, but like just traveling, it'd be like if one of us wanted to go to Alabama and we had to have a permit
Yeah,
to do
and
so.
yeah, it's like a toll road where
Yeah.
you had to buy have like a permit to get across the border, which yeah doesn't make any sense. And I like how they set up this episode because at the beginning it's the old guy writing and he's like, oh, he's like about to retire and
Yeah,
he's like,
30
oh, 30
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
And then it goes to him being a government official at the border crossing whenever Megan, Jean, and Fu come through.
Mugen.
'Cause I like how they set that up. Mugen, whatever.
So anyway, they asked Mugen to deliver this head because he has to go through a forest, and the forest is controlled by what they describe as Tengu, which I believe is like a Japanese yokai. Don't quote me on that, but anyway, the Tengu end up being a group of warrior priests. It's a group of people thought to be long gone, and and they believe that Mugen, since he's carrying this head, is like some super important official, and that he's close to the shogunate, and they're just going to execute him because they hate the shogunate. Like their whole group is like anti-government, basically.
Yeah, they're like the backwoods patriots.
Yeah, and while kind of I guess a funny comedic break, it's like every time something happens to Mugen while he's running in the forest, it cuts to Fu asking Jin, like, "You don't think something happened to him, do you?" And then Jin's just like, and it turns out like the first thing that happened is like Mugen starts getting chased, and then the next one's like, "You don't think he got captured, do you?" And then it cuts to Mugen getting captured. Let's see here. So the border crossing official, he decided to follow Mugen, and at some point he's also captured by the warrior priest. The purple smoke ends up being just a shit ton of pot that the warrior priests were growing in a field that got caught on fire while Mugen attempted to escape. And early 2000s is back when everybody thought, I guess, cannabis had psychedelic effects on people.
Psychedelic effects.
Yeah, so everybody just
Mhm.
starts tripping balls. And at the end of the episode, Jin and Fu are like walking out because the border guards everybody started just like fucking partying basically.
Partying. They're
And
partying.
they're like,
Fucking.
what do you guys think happened? What do you think happened to Mugen? And it comes across and like Mugen's in like a valley and he's like got his arm around the warrior priest that captured him and he's just like hanging out having a good time and they're like that motherfucker.
They're like fucking singing Kumbaya down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tengu are yokai, by the way.
Okay.
Good job, Trav.
Thank you.
We keep you around for something, I guess.
Yeah. My use of
Uh,
stacks.
yeah. Yeah, this was an interesting one. I still don't understand why, early 2000s, like you would think that, people have been smoking pot for years
It's
now.
also
At
Japan,
first I
and
thought it was
opioids were already around in a previous episode. You'd think it'd be just opium plants.
that's what I thought it
Mm.
was at first. I thought they were all just getting super fucking like tweaked out and but no, it was weed and I don't understand the visual or like the aspect of people thinking that it gives you like fucking like
Visions.
you're tripping balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was an okay. I think it's one of my least favorites. It was just like
Yeah,
very
it was
I
an
don't know.
okay episode. I do like the beginning though, how it was told from the border crossing guy's point of view, pretty much the whole
Yeah,
or
that
the
was I
most
like
part of
how
the
they set
show.
it up.
That was
Yeah.
interesting. Um, but yeah, other than that, that was really like the only like standout aspect of this episode was the like different take on the I guess narrator.
Yeah, it's basically just Mugen getting captured, and then having a big duel against the priest, burning a pot field, and then everybody getting high, then be able to escape because everybody's fucking high, and then finding Mugen high.
Yep.
Hmm.
That was it.
What a twist.
They were high.
Well, yeah, that's 8, and I believe that's the end of my episodes.
Correct. Jezreel.
Through 9. Oh, I had 10 through 13.
If you didn't
No,
Yeah.
do 10, I have notes on 10. I have talking points, but I
I
don't have a
I also
synopsis.
have
no,
I
no,
have
I'm comfortable. All
synopsis
right,
on 10 through 13.
I got it. I got it. All right. So yeah, episode 10, Lethal Lunacy. The trio meets a priest who offers food and shelter because they're once again with no money and hungry, and
Shocker.
they exchange, yeah, this for chores to be done around the temple. Meanwhile, a mysterious killer is targeting skilled samurai. Uh, Mugen ends up facing off with the Shaolin trained type swordsman in a brutal duel, testing his limits and survival instincts.
Ooh, that was the
Um,
best synopsis so far.
uh,
That was really good. That covers the whole thing.
yeah, that is
yeah,
literally the entire shit.
I was just trying to do those, so yeah, then just jump back in because the depth of those episodes are so good.
Yeah.
Like a lot happens.
Yeah, this is the first with the Shaolin stuff. This is the first one. Like chi as a concept in itself is real, but this is the first one where it's like
Yeah,
all borderline
introduced.
superpowers are introduced.
Yeah,
I would classify them as superpowers in this. Like
I
I
to
mean,
was
yeah,
just
in
see,
this, yeah,
confused.
but like chi is still like a real world concept. It's just I've never seen
yeah, yeah,
anybody be able to use it like this motherfucker can.
use chi like this.
Channel it to
Yeah.
the sword.
Yeah,
Yeah, that attack for me was confusing because they all had those cuts in their hands, like in the middle. I was like, aren't they holding a sword?
Yeah.
I was like,
I
what is it?
also don't know because he says that whenever he uses the attack, it doesn't penetrate skin, but they're bleeding.
I don't.
The only
So I
other thing
don't
I
know
had to
how
reference his fights
that works.
was the second fight with Mugen, but it's like this vibration or like little fog around it, the sword,
It
when
basically looks like a wind
Mugen blocks it.
slash, like in a magic anime. Like if somebody
Yeah,
was had wind
yeah.
powers, it's like that's what I think of.
Yeah. So it's almost like an enchanted sword at that point
Yeah.
because it has like, yeah, that ability. But
It has the
anyways,
ability to hurt people without cutting them. I
yeah.
figured.
Um, okay, so the group encounters the kind monk that offers them home and shelter, or home and food, and the motives are questionable when they start cleaning, and Gene's over there just scrubbing the floors, like just pretty much sliding across the outside the
Yeah.
wraparound porch, and you
Yeah,
got Mugen just being destructive,
Yeah, he's just
dropping
bitching like, "Why are
statues.
we doing this?" And he knocks over the Buddha statue.
Yeah, it's like, come on, I gotta shine this thing? No.
Yeah.
But Yeah, he's also drawn to into a deadly duel with the opponent, um, who's
Ukon.
yeah, yeah, Ukon. And no, wait, this is when
Their first encounter, they get interrupted by the guards, and
Mhm.
then Ukon's like, "Meet me back here on the night of the next full moon." And then there's a super sick Mugen training montage.
Super fucking sick.
yes, yeah, that fight at the bridge at night, whenever the killer confronted the higher tier swordsman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, that trail of blood on the bridge, I was like, dang, ain't nobody gonna clean that up in
No.
nighttime.
No, no.
And then yeah, he follows them, goes to that crossroads bar, it seemed like.
It's like a little bar at the end of a bridge,
Yeah, they're drinking
No.
there.
just an outdoor bar.
Yeah, he's got like enough for I'm guessing like half a shot of sake. Because he's like, that's it?
Yeah, he had no
The
money.
bartender.
He's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, drinks that and then is trying to get some more from the bartender, but the killer is like, here, take mine. The only best way to enjoy it is when you're actually drunk. So he gives him his pitcher and then he just downs it. Then he starts talking about this story to get back across the other side of the bridge. The story got nowhere. It was literally almost just like a diversion to bring him back to the other side. Um, then they are about to start fighting, and then the townspeople, I guess the police, see him as well, and then they start to chase him, and he's like, "Yeah, when this in like a couple of days, just come back. The next full moon, what was it?" Then
Yeah.
he sees that he's hurt, and then he catches up with Jean and Fu. They're with the um priest in his hot tub, which is being lit by Jean's wood that he was chopping down earlier. And he's just sitting there, and then she comes in talking about the guys that about the stuff going on. And then Jean pulls out his sword and just holds it above the priest, saying, "You're not really just a priest, right?" And then he's like, "No." Because then Mugen comes in and he's like, "Oh, what did he do?" As I suspected. Like he used that attack. He's like, "That was one of my former students. That was actually like a sensei." So,
A dojo owner.
Yeah.
and
He's like, own
he
dojo.
was recruited, I guess, by the military at the time whenever he was a student and learned the Shaolin attacks
He
and came
he
back.
was he was on a ship and the ship wrecked and he they said that he washed up on the continent. I'm assuming the continent means China.
Yes.
And while there, that's where he learned chi from the Shaolin monks, and then came back to Japan because he was like the priest was like he was the most dedicated student I ever had, and Ukon came back with the idea of, oh, I'm going to take this back and make all the warriors of the dojo even stronger, as strong as I am.
Yeah, it was a weird philosophy that he
Yeah,
brought back.
yeah, because he
Yeah, and
killed
then
somebody
It
in a
added,
training exercise, and he got kicked out. And they're like, "Why would you kill somebody in training exercises?" Like, because this art is made to kill. Why use it any other way?
yeah.
yeah,
His thought was like, "I'm removing weakness from your dojo. Like, why are you not praising me?"
which is
Yeah, he was
odd
talking about
because
he wanted to eliminate corruption
Mm-hmm.
also because they were all weak. And
yeah, and he only goes after the strongest samurai though.
well, it's sad
So
because he got expelled and then he at first was asking to learn, but they're like, no, no, he gets shut down by like three or four. And then later he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna teach him a lesson by killing the strongest one. He's like, all right. Then that's where his killing spree began. And yeah, so the priest is pretty much guilty of all of that, I guess. Not guilty, but he feels like it.
he feels
Um,
bad. Yeah, he feels guilty.
Yeah, then Mugen starts to train for the meetup. He starts running up and down the stairs and just do a whole workout session.
And then tries to break a
And
rock with his hand.
Yeah,
yeah, he busts
it
some
fails
moves,
miserably.
tests his speed, and
Yeah.
chops on a rock for a while as they question why he's working out. Um, the night before, the priest tells Mugen about the chi again. He's like, "What are you gonna do?" And then Mugen's like, "Well, he can't hit what's still moving or
You
something."
can't hurt me if you can't hit me,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. So they meet up at the bridge. Um, oh no, but right before Mugen leaves, like Jean and Fu tell him that he has to return because of the stuff that he's involved in. They're like, "You can't lose. Like,
Yeah, Gene
pull out."
says you promise, or I'm the one who cut you down, and Fu's like, you promised to find the fucking Sunflower Samurai.
Yeah.
Wait.
Right. So he pulls up to the bridge. Mugen dodges a couple of swings, and they end up in the water. Mugen throws out one of his own chi attacks, which was pretty slick. Uh,
That was.
Sh- Shoryu, which is that guy's name, tries to capitalize on Mugen as he's stunned from one of the blows, and Mugen just comes out with a little dagger out of his hilt. He's just like, "Choo." The guy's like, "Oh man."
Dumb bitch.
And the priest feels his like I guess presence gone because he's still praying under the waterfall, and then he's like, "Sure you," and then
Yeah, he's
end
like,
up.
my beads.
Yeah.
Cracked his necklace.
It's a rosary,
Fall into the
brother.
water all passionately. Oh,
Hmm.
my rosary. Nah.
Yeah.
Fucking spell rosary.
No.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah. Uh, uh, uh,
Cool.
yeah, so this episode is pretty cool actually because it had a lot of action in it. Or at
Mhm.
least in my opinion, it's probably the most, I guess, action-packed
Where
episode.
they're actually
Because
like, yeah, once again matched with the skill base,
Yeah, this is
if
yeah,
like
because
not a
the
like
little higher.
this is the first person they've come across that they haven't been able to just cut down immediately.
yeah, like whenever Mugen first meets the samurai killer, um, and right whenever they're coming across the bridge, and before the townspeople come or the cops, um, they pull out their swords and Mugen, and it's like a weird sword. It's not a katana or anything. It's a sword that he's never seen before.
Yeah, curved blade.
And they start doing like a little duel, and basically, I mean, he's on Mugen's ass. He blocks one, and then like he comes back around, and Mugen has to like go onto one foot, like then the
Get up.
Matrix,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, you were able to
Impressive.
block that." He's
Yeah.
yeah, he's like, "Impressive. Meet me next full moon. I'm a beat your ass."
Now, if it wasn't for the town
So
guard,
it's like
Mugen definitely would have died.
Yeah,
Mugen
he
would have
was
been dead.
sweating it. He was like dripping at that
Yeah.
last swing.
Yeah,
He's
dude,
like,
he was
"Oh."
like, and then he looked down at his hands. He's like, "Oh fuck, I'm bleeding now."
Mhm.
So this is like the first time that there's actually a fight between two similarly skilled. Honestly, I do think the Samurai Killer is
Well, it's a whole new
better than
technique,
Mugen.
so it's definitely something
So
new to.
yeah, something he's never really trained for, and that's when you get that big train montage, the badass train montage.
Yeah.
Um, So it was this is the first episode to where you have that like actual oh shit, is like Mugen gonna die maybe? Of course he doesn't, but yeah. So I like this one because of that. It's like that first real fight. Um and whenever you said something about earlier in the episode when they first start cleaning and Gene's like on all fours running
Hmm.
across the deck with the rag. That's exactly what my boy did in Golden Boy. Remember, he was on all
Yeah.
fours and he was
Yeah.
running, mopping the floor. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is just Golden Boy, just samurais and less tits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, dude. Dumb.
They switched it out for action, of course. But yeah, the cleaning part was hilarious. I was like, that's just something I guess the guy, yeah, ended up not having anybody in his temple. I was just like, this place is pretty empty. If it's just them cleaning.
Yeah, yeah, it's like them cleaning, and then Gene's over here lighting the wood for his bath. I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all gonna kiss or something? You gonna kiss or not?
It was funny when she came up to the bath and she's like, "Oh, sorry." He's just like, Gene's in there too,
Yeah,
just like kindling the fire. Okay.
yeah, he's like lighting the fire, and this boy's naked, just sprawled, son.
Yeah.
He's about to enjoy this some bitch. Yeah,
Cool. Episode 11, Gamblers and Gallantry. Um, there was okay, on a rainy night, Gene encounters Shino, a woman trapped in debt and forced into prostitution. Gene helps her escape her situation, showing her or his compassionate side. The episode pretty much highlights Gene's humanity in contrast, like his like quiet side and just like his genuine caring of people.
yeah, his Ronin aspects.
You know, the disjustice. But yeah, so it starts out. The crew is stuck in town because of heavy rain. Gene walks across town, and confronts a woman about wanting to jump off the bridge. She denies it, allegations, and
Yeah,
then walks off.
I think he told her that if she wanted to drown herself, that wasn't a good spot because the river's like only 3 foot deep there.
It's shallow. It's like
Yeah.
it's shallow
Shallow.
there. If you want to, yeah, if you want to kill yourself, not the place to do it.
I mean, I don't
It's
know
like,
if
oh,
it's
I'm not gonna kill
shallow,
myself.
would it not
Just break your fucking
be?
legs, I guess.
I
I don't know.
guess,
I mean, it wasn't
but
also
yes,
wasn't a very high bridge, so like,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
true.
you break your legs. If you break your legs, you can't stand up, so
And you
then you would just
drown,
drown.
but
I
your
mean,
arms still work.
Dude, that would be a horrible way to go, dude. If your legs are just broken and you can't fucking do anything about it. Look, dude,
Pick myself up.
I don't know, man. If it's like 3 or 4 foot, dude,
Yeah.
I guess you can't
Um.
swim. Whatever.
Okay. So then, their interactions reveal the softer side of Gene as Gene walks up to a food post for a part-time job, and he's pretty much a second hand at a eel shop, like a little food cart. The owner
Hmm.
dips immediately. He's like, should be slow tonight, so I'll just leave you to it. And then the woman comes back up to him and is like, hey, it's you again. Is this your job? And he's like, no, I'm just here. And then she's like, all right, well, I'll have some food. And then he's like, I don't know how to make any of this.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like trying to catch it ill, and it wouldn't work.
Yeah, just she showed him, so then she ended up working with him too, and it was like a whole little like cooking session. It's like, no, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Then people start coming up out of nowhere. Slow night, got busy.
Yeah. Yeah. Really busy.
They got to cooking. He was messing up a little bit, but she ended up just showing him what to do. Then, after the night like slowed down, she's like, wow, I ended up just working. And then he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. And then he's like, to say thanks, let me cook you some food. And she stays just for him to cook like the worst meal she's ever had.
Yeah, yeah.
Some
He
dog
He's like,
water,
worked
this
dude.
the
is
shit out of it.
genuinely awful.
Like they made it look like because like he had learned some skills because he was able to like cut the eel and catch it properly this
Hmm.
time, and then it cuts to just like four burnt strips of eel on a plate that he gave to her.
Yeah, more on the char side. Yeah, the first move he did when they started that was pull out his actual sword.
Yeah,
I was like, no, to fillet little eels? No. Um, but she thanks him and then starts to leave, and she leaves behind her umbrella, and then that's where it starts to get sad. She's like, I'm indebted by my husband, so today's gonna be like my last day, like being free. So she's gonna go work at a brothel to pay off the debt, and uh, she tells him that it's no longer good for him anymore. I was like, my immediate thought was like, can't you just work at this booth?
Yeah. Can you just make fucking
Gene,
eels?
you're a part-time guy. Obviously, this lady knows what she's doing. But anyways, that was just my thought, like not the story at all. Um, Mugen, it cuts to Mugen training up his bug. Wait. Is this something?
Yep, that's the right one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, his
Um,
rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros
yeah, his
beetle.
dune bug.
Yep.
Yep. So he's fighting him, and he loses the first one, the first match, and I think I have this backwards. Hold up.
No, he lost the first match, and then to train him, he tied a rock to it and let it crawl.
Yeah. Okay. And then Gene comes back. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
He asks for
Oh, he
money.
makes a lot of
Yeah.
money from that. Yep. And then he gets beat up for not having money. Gene goes back to the lady and finds her and to return the umbrella. And she's like, I work here. This is like my whole life now. Like, I think it's legally they can't get divorced. So
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
the only thing that can pay off his debt. But I mean, it gets worse, like the reasons, but that's later on. And Gene um gets money and comes back to her, and he was first getting pushed away again because he had already gotten beaten
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
and then he pulls out the money,
And they're like,
and
"Oh, what
he's
can we
like,
do
"What
for
do
you,
you
sir?"
need?"
Yeah.
Yeah, were you requesting this one lady? Um, then he goes in. No, there's another page to this. Must be.
No,
That's
I mean he gets beat up,
Oh yeah.
and then he goes back and he's like, I need some
Mugen
money.
Mugen and Fu are back at the house and they're just hanging out and they're like, "What do you think you needed that money for?" And then Mugen's like, "I think Gene might be gay." Like
Well, he said,
because
Gene said he was going to buy a woman, and Mugen said, "I've
Yeah,
never even saw him check out a girl before. I figured he was queer." Was the exact quote because I wrote that
yeah. He
down.
said queer, and I was like, yeah, I
yeah.
was like, huh. Mental
This is a
note: queer was
2005
the word
anime for
used.
sure.
But yeah, they start wondering all that and then it cuts back to them and
Wait, real
Gene
quick.
is just sitting there.
While Mugen
Yep.
and Fu were talking, Fu was like, "Why would he need to go buy a woman when he has me?" And then Mugen says that Fu has the figure of a wet plank.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like making all these excuses. She's like, "It's just my clothes. It's not
She's like,
you
it's
can't
my
see."
clothes that makes me thin. Mugen's like, take them off.
Also, in my talking point for this episode, I wrote down the Beetle sumo wrestling had better animation than the One Punch Man new season. Had to
Oh
sneak
my
one
gosh,
more of
dude.
those in there.
That winning stance for that beetle,
Yeah, dude.
I agree. Just that stance. He's just like, what? Um, so da, 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 come back to them at the brothel, and Jean's sitting there with what was her name?
I don't remember her name.
Chinu. And he's like, I wish. She's like, when do you think it's gonna stop raining? He's like, I don't know, but I hope it never stops raining, because then I would have to leave.
Baby.
I'll be here forever with you. Yeah. And she's like, what? Oh, that's crazy. Um, and then he just tells her, why can't we just leave? And then she says, you this is my life. Like I have to pay off this debt. You don't know how expensive it is to buy me out from my, I guess, contract. I don't,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess debt.
like buy. So like now it's kind of she's as a slave. So she's like, how much is to buy a prostitute out?
Yep. And then she talks about how when she got married, her husband had money but lost it away gambling, and now that's where the debt came in. It wasn't anything. It was gambling, and
Sounds
she
like
was
a
stuck
pretty
to
cool
that
guy to
life.
me.
He comes up the next scene. Uh, Not a cool guy. Uh,
Sounds like
she she tells him to leave. And then that's when the husband comes in and then just being like, you got any extra cash? Anybody tip you this week or something?" And she's like, "No, leave. Like I'm doing this. Like if you change your lifestyle, maybe things could be better. And then he just starts smacking her. He's like, "What? You think I got a gambling problem? What are you talking about my gambling problem for?" And then
It
Gene
still
comes in and
holds.
is like, "Stop, just stop." Then yeah, he intervenes, but then he returns home after that, and he ends up getting later at night and leaves to escape with her. And he gets to her and explains that there's a refuge that she can go to,
Yeah, across the river.
and she would be out of this across the river, yeah. And she's like, "No, but if I'm gone from here." Wait, I think that is
It
later.
was no. She said even if I go over there, I have to stay there a minimum of 3 years, which means we still wouldn't be able to
Mhm.
be together.
Yeah, so might as well. And I was like, in my head, I was like, that's a weird proposition to not accept. It's
Yeah,
like, no, I'm gonna stay doing this.
yeah. I'd rather
Yeah,
have.
I've
I'm gonna
accepted
stay
this.
prostrate myself
Yeah,
for my
because
vengeful husband.
it cuts to the like one central scene of like her first day or something, I think, and then Jean all beat up, and it's like, nah, for how long of a debt that he has, if not longer, since he doesn't care about her, leave. But she ends up accepting anyways. And then they try to escape. They Gene leaves because his time's up. Well, he asks for an extension as they're coming up with the plan of his time, and then the owner comes back upstairs. He's like, "Hey, I'll put that extension," and she's trying to jump out of the rope through the ladder or the window, and Gene and her are running away. Him swordless, um, end up having to fight off the owner's workers, like his bodyguards. Mugen and
Mhm.
Fu get there in time, so Mugen starts fighting the rest of the guys. Gene's taking down a couple, and they run to the to the river, and then her ex or her husband reaches them, and she's like, "I'm done. I'm free. Like this is the money that it would take. Like I'm set free." And then she gets sent off by Papa Gene in the little raft.
Mhm.
You know, and then Gene takes out the three bodyguards. The sun comes out of the bridge. For the final scene,
Because it's done
Gene
raining.
takes out the three
It's a brighter
bodyguards.
day.
The sun comes out of the bridge. For the
Yeah,
final
this one
scene,
was kind of a sad episode.
bridge.
Not as sad as the other one, but
For the
yeah,
final
this one
scene.
was
I like
I
how it
don't
was
know.
just all
It was
fluid though. Like the things just happened, and it got resolved.
I at the
yeah, this was
end.
like a.
Go for it.
Mhm. I was just gonna say this is like a character building episode for Gene because you don't really know. You know, he doesn't really ever show any sensitive side to him. You know, he's unlike Mugen. He's not like trying to pick up bitches or anything like that. And then, you know, he basically falls in love, and then you see, you know, that he's just, you know, good guy Gene, um, white knight Gene.
Simp. Anyway,
Yeah.
I liked at the end where like, cause Jean kept telling her like, we'll escape together, we'll escape together, and then at the very end, she's like, come on, get on the boat, and instead he stays back to fight off the guards and pushes the boat away with like the hilt of his sword, and she just
Mm-hmm.
starts crying and she's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like tries to run, like she's at the front of the boat, so she tries to run, and it looks like they're about to meet, and then the boat actually starts drifting away, so she's just standing on the back of the boat. She's like,
Wah.
Golden
and Gene's
boy
like,
moment.
less tits, but yeah, gold boy moment.
Golden boy moment.
If it was gold boy, she would have took it off her shirt.
Fair.
Well, they did spend a couple
uh,
nights or that a couple times together.
I mean, yeah, I didn't see anything, so it doesn't count for me. uh, um, yeah, just a good guy Gene episode. That's all that really was. It was basically just like delving into his good guy, you know, Ronin-esque figure.
Hmm.
And the fact that Fu might have a little crush on Genie. Um, yeah, that's it.
Yep. 12, we got episode of the Disorder Diaries. The group
I almost
resets
was
at a
like, let's.
lodge. Huh?
Yeah, I thought maybe we should just play this episode as our as our telling of each
Podcast.
episode.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, like
Oh
just show
yeah,
this episode.
yeah.
it's
This
straight up a
one's
recap
straight up just a recap. I'd say let's just talk about the stuff that we found out in this episode instead of giving a recap of a recap.
for sure.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, was talking about how they're at lodge and she goes out to a hot bath or hot spring, and they find her diary and they start going through it because they're starting to suspect like, what is this sunflower samurai? Like that's what we're
Yeah.
actually
Took him 12
learning.
episodes. Took him 12
Yeah,
episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
and they start to read through it, suspecting what's going on. Um, and that's where they start recapping everything. There was that part with the narrator that was new too.
Yeah, that's
There's a
that's
couple
when
of things.
we
Yeah, there's a
find
couple
out
of
that the
things.
narrator is that guy from episode what 5? No, episode 5 or
Four,
6.
two. It was early. Yeah.
5. Episode 5.
Yeah. The few things we found out that was new in this one is that Fu's mom is indeed dead. Or I think both her parents are dead. And
Yeah.
then there was like a couple extra scenes from some episodes that really, I don't think were very important to the overarching narrative. I may be wrong, but I like this episode a
No.
lot because
No.
I really like Fu's character, and this was a Fu episode.
It was definitely Boo's point of view of the whole trip and like
Yeah.
describing what was happening. They were like questioning what her diary was because it was like, oh, I'm hungry. The real reason we went to that one town is because they were having a all-you-can-eat competition.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Like stuff like
And
that.
she was like,
She was
yeah,
like,
and yeah, there was a rumor that, he might be in Edo or whatnot. And
so
so
we
we
just
went there to see. And they were like, so we just went to do that just as a rumor. So it was like, it was really about Fu, of course. It was in her perspective. So I like Fu in this one. Um, she's just really annoying in the others. But this one, it's like, this is funny. She was funny in this.
hmm Yeah, because a lot must happen
Um,
throughout the day, so it's funny seeing those other things.
yeah.
But
And it went back to episode 5 about the art guy. And he's like, I'm going to escape
yeah,
to Holland or whatever. And he's like, just kidding. He didn't even make it out of the port.
yeah, yeah.
that's
He
where the
still lives in
narrator
that.
narrator came in and started explaining that
Yeah, and then it
and
talks
how
about
he's
like the 3
the
episodes in a
father
row
of.
where Fu gets kidnapped by various different
hmm
people. She's like, I was kidnapped again.
Yeah.
What are even the point of my bodyguards?
Yeah, what's the point of my bodyguards when they're not even protecting me?
Right. The narrator also dogs on the hairstyles of the old art style that was going on. He's like samurai, the bald samurai style with the stiff
Top knot.
ponytail in the back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
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 What were they thinking? Then talks about this one was weird. The third fact he gave out during this episode, he was warning about like high sexuality, and he talks about how in the old ideas of historical Japan and how they followed Greece and their homosexual, I guess,
Yeah,
like
homosexuality was a
thought
lot more
process.
accepted.
Yeah, homosexuality was like really big.
Yeah. And that's where he introduces
Um,
himself as the secret police.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like
Monzo the
homosexuality
Saw.
was very acceptable in the time. My name is.
Yeah. But enough
Yeah,
of
and it
that.
was showing like some art from the like a book. I'm assuming that's the book that
Georgie read.
the
That artist.
Yeah.
Georgie read. And it was just like a bunch of scenes. At first, it started out with like boys and girls and stuff, like heterosexual stuff,
Yeah.
and then it slowly was like, oh, here's a couple of dudes fucking, and then it's like another page like, oh, hey, here's some more dudes fucking.
Bunch of guys in
So
like
then he started,
whitey tighties. Yeah.
yeah, and then he started going like, how it was actually more revered to be homosexual than heterosexual in this period of time. So
He just had to open with a banger, I guess. I don't know, to introduce himself.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy opening
Uh,
line.
we can go to 13 if that's cool.
Ready whenever y'all
Yeah,
is.
yeah. It's just a recap.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have
Episode
just started the
13
stream and streamed episode 12.
could
That's what
have.
I'm saying, dude. We should just did that, and then it just shows everything basically that happens.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to take much notes on that because it has just to this point. Misguided Miscreants Part 1. You have a pirate attack opens the episode, setting a darker tone. Fujin and Mugen reach the ocean, where Mugen is recognized by a woman named Koza. This episode begins to reveal Mugen's past as a pirate, his ties to his the crew, and the betrayals that shaped him as to where he's at right
Yeah,
now.
this is like one of the only episodes that start out to where they're not hungry.
Or in
Um,
a town,
Yeah,
yeah,
Fu's
they're not broke or
Fu's just
hungry. They're
bitching.
just lost.
Yeah, Fu's just bitching. She's like,
yeah,
"Oh my God, I can't walk anymore. We're lost." And Mugen's like, "We're not lost. I smell it." And she's like, "What?" She goes, He's like, "I smell the ocean." And she's like, "The ocean?" And she gets up after saying that she was tired of walking, and she runs
mad
down the
dash.
track. And she's like, "Oh my God, it's the ocean." And she just fucking goes straight into the ocean. And Mugen's like, "So much for being tired, huh?"
Hey,
Then
if
he
it's a
sees some
beach, why not? But
When in
herd.
Rome.
When in Rome,
yeah.
when at the beach.
So then they see her and she reveals his backstory as a pirate. Through flashbacks, we learn of his ties with him. Um yeah, that opening scene where they're destroying the ship and he's just like blowing it up with all that TNT.
Mhm.
And then he's got that one ball he shoves in that one dude's mouth. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Ruthless.
take everything, dude. Don't kill me. And then he's like, just kidding, dude. Here's a gunpowder bomb in your mouth.
yeah.
And then as you watch it blow up, you're like, well, he died. There's no way, you know. That motherfucker's shit is smoothed
I
off.
don't know. I think he'd be all right.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you put me in that situation, I think I could probably tank it.
Yeah.
He hit a
Face it.
His
parry.
shit, his shit is smoothed off, and he just sets up. This is just a bad fella. He's just a bad fella.
Right. Um, but you also learn the backstory of him coming from a prison island to where him, the lady, and the brother were born, and that's why he's so violent. And he used to be run that ship too, so they would all run the crew, but he left.
Mm.
The reason why
Yeah,
he left,
he
He was
was.
captured and he was about to be executed and he jumped into the ocean.
yes,
Yeah, he was sentenced to death for some crimes, and he jumps in the ocean instead of getting shot.
escapes. Yep.
You know, and they're like, "Oh my God, he died!" And then that's whenever he comes up to the beach, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're still alive?"
So pirates would have never seen
So
it coming, honestly, as a
Yeah,
theme.
I wasn't expecting
Yes.
pirates.
yeah, I wasn't either. I wasn't expecting a firearm.
Oh yeah, the
They
gun.
shoot arrows. Yeah, they shoot arrows like while they're still down at the beach, Mugen Fu and Jean, and they're talking to that girl that they see at the beach that knows Mugen. Like some arrows come over a big net first comes over, and instead of telling Fu to move or pushing Fu out of the way, Jean and Mugen just dash away, and then Fu just gets fucking trapped.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like they shoot some arrows, over the cliff, and Fu and Mugen, or I'm sorry, Jean and Mugen dice up the arrows, and then a guy comes out with a gun and I literally in my head, I was like, please don't tell me this is a revolver. I was like, it's got to be a one shot in
Uh,
16th century, right? You would think at least. And he comes out and he has a fucking revolver in his hand. I'm like, I don't know why you just didn't start with the revolver instead of the arrows. But who am I? So I thought that was kind of a weird thing because now we have firearms.
yeah, and they show up a lot towards the end of the episode when they do the heist.
Yeah, and they come up because that's how Mugen is sentenced to death is a firing squad. Um, and
They
that's
get
whenever he
tricked.
jumps off the cliff.
Well, that was the
Oh
first
yeah,
Yeah,
time.
them
he's
too.
like,
Army.
yeah, he was like, what do you say? He goes, I don't really mind dying. I don't mind going to hell. The only thing that I mind right now is being killed by you two
Well, he said
ugly
he's
people. And
never he's never been helped by anybody in his life, and he's not going to be helped into the grave by them.
yeah, and then he jumps.
Yeah, and then that they convinced Mugen like do one last job, you'll be set for life. We'll make so much money, and it was basically the whole job was a setup, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's where it ends on a
Um,
cliffhanger. We think Mugen's dead because the job went awry.
yeah, it's like there's like 60,000 units of money. I forgot what it
It was
was.
yeah, it was
And
a
they're like,
act.
yeah, it's a lot. It's supposed to be a lot. And so they go and they get up on this ship and they have this whole plan set out and Mugen's up on this official ship and he finds out like the what's that guy's name? The main bad guy in this episode.
I can't remember. I just
Anybody know off the top of the
Uh
head?
in my notes I said the chick's brother.
Right. Chick's
yeah, hold
brother
up. I have
has he has another boat
Mukuro.
and he basically like what is it?
Mukuro.
Mukuro. Mukuro has another ship that they were intercepting the ship with all the money on it. He takes a big barrel of fucking explosives and tosses it on
Oh.
there with Mugen on there.
Mm.
And Mugen jumps out of the way from getting hit by it. And Jean and Fu find out that it's a setup and they start running towards the beach. And they're at the beach and they're looking at these two ships. And the fucking you see Mugen at the end of the ship, and then you see the fucker explode. And that's where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
So super big cliffhanger.
Right.
So I'm excited. I almost started watching the next episodes, but I held off. I was like,
The
I'm just
double
gonna.
cross though, I was like, dang. And the guy didn't care. He's like, everybody's gonna die.
Yeah, and Jean, of course, being White Knight, Jean knew he was like when the girl that they met on the beach
He's like,
comes in, the little sister. She's like, oh my god. He goes, it's a trap, wasn't it?
it's a trap.
She's
Yeah.
like, yeah. It's like, well, Jean, that would have been great information before Mugen went and did that shit.
Well, Gene tried to convince
Yeah.
him not to do it.
He did, but he wasn't very.
He didn't pull out another, hey, I'm the one that's supposed to kill you. Like,
Yeah.
this one's a
Yeah,
little
it
bit
was
more
like a.
transparent for him.
Yeah, it was more of, hey, we need to find the samurai that smells like a sunflower, fucker. You need to come back. Don't leave. It wasn't, hey, dude, this is a setup. Don't go. So he does try and stop him, but he doesn't really try hard. So yeah, what did y'all think? I'm assuming we're done with episode 13. Is that where we're?
Yeah.
I think so.
Anybody else got any talking points on that one?
Nah, not
No.
on 13, but series as a whole. Once again, I said
Yeah,
it
series as a whole.
at the top end, but I really like that it's just minus the chi episode. It's really just dudes and swords. Like there's no overarching power system. It's just Gene and Mugen just so happen right now to be the strongest. Like that's it. But
Yeah.
they've already been
For
shown
me, it was
that
a
they
tripping
can be
episode.
beaten. Do what?
For me, it was the tripping episode. I was like, could have been okay.
Yeah.
Like the chi, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's just introduced, so it's all new.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that's just kind of written in. Like there's, it's just it felt off having that like chi kind of
I guess what was
aspect in it.
big? DBZ?
Because
Isn't-
in '05, dude, I was 9.
Early DBZ.
But it's really good. I really like the anime. I'm glad that we got this anime because I don't think I ever would have watched it without doing this. Because most of the ones that we've seen so far, besides Assassin, I think I've already seen. So this was like something I'd never seen before. And it was really nice to watch something brand new to me and kind of. I mean, I've seen it because it was on Toonami back in the day, but I never paid attention to it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like just like a breath of fresh air.
I've seen it, but like it was, I don't know, it had to have been a long, long time ago because I honestly do not remember any of these episodes at all.
I watched it like 2 years ago. That was good.
Did you? Yeah, this was a new one for me. By the way, a popular anime in 2005 was Avatar. Airbender.
What
Abilities.
So
anime?
it's not, but whenever I Google popular anime in 2005, that's one of the ones that comes up.
Oh, okay.
The other ones, I've never heard of any of these.
Well, y'all got anything else for this? There's no Will this week because we're obviously doing the next 13 episodes. Will be
Yeah, we're
back
gonna do
for
next
the
13. Nope.
random anime of the week, I guess, in 2 weeks. Well, actually, I don't know. Are we going to do Christmas week? There may not be
We
another
off?
Will until 2026.
Dang.
This weekend isn't Christmas. Are
Next weekend's
y'all?
Christmas is what I'm saying. We can figure that out off
Yeah,
stream.
so like,
But y'all got
Okay.
anything else for Samurai before I hit the stop button?
Awesome
no,
intro.
I think we're all good.
Yeah, it's amazing
Uh,
intro.
Awesome intro.
I love
Good
the
music
color
overall, really.
contrast. Yeah, the hip
good music
hop.
overall. Great fight scenes too.
Yeah.
Very well animated fight scenes. Better than
Definitely-
One Punch Man.
Definitely recommend it if you've never seen it.
I give it a
Amazing movie.
9.8. The only thing I would
I give-
request is like a high def version of it. I know the nostalgia of it being like that film,
That old school
2000s
anime.
film. Yeah,
Yeah,
but if you like redid it with sharper colors, it'd be clean.
I give it a 9.0. I'm glad that it's widescreen or full screen. Glad that it's not just a box. So that was nice. But yeah, I'm done. That's it for me. I'm straight.
All right, we will see y'all next week with the last 13 episodes of this one.